Hello children, welcome back to the second chapter of second lecture of your chapter number 13. In the last lecture we had seen about the location of India, the longitude and latitudinal extent of India, and how India was connected with other countries. Today we are going to see about the strategical importance of India. We are going to see about the strategical importance of India. India holds a strategic location in Eastern Hemisphere into the Eastern Hemisphere. Now Eastern I had already showed you in the last lecture that in when you divide the world into four parts, India fall into this particular location, right? This that is the northeastern location. So in the eastern location, okay, western, this side is west, this side is east. In the eastern hemisphere, India is having a very important. It is the strategic importance also. India is in Eastern Hemisphere. Oceans have contributed immensely in development of mutual relations in ancient times. See, in ancient time, oceans were a great thing for trade and culture. India have traded relations with East Africa, West Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asian since ancient times. It's in the ancient time India was having a trade relation with all of them. In this particular map, you can see, okay, that India is having trade relations with all the countries. From here you can see, from here it's going even here, okay, and in also into this part of the world, right? So from ancient time India is having good relation and trade with other countries. Now let us read further. See, no country in the Indian Ocean has a long maritime border as India. No country in Indian Ocean has a maritime border, and due to that strategic location, there is an ocean name after India. No country in the world has an ocean name after them. India is the only country which has an ocean name, that is the Indian Ocean, which is located on the southern side of India. Location of India across the international waterways is also very important. See, location of India is also very important in the international waterways. When the opening of Suez Canal in 1869, see, in Suez Canal opened in 1869, you need to remember this date, 1869. The distance between India and Europe was reduced by 7,000 kilometers. Okay, it was reduced by 7,000 kilometers. Now see here, you can see into this particular map, into this particular, previously if anyone wanted to go to say Turkey, then there were two ways. One was by the land route, okay, but we have already studied in the history that in 1453 this land route was blocked. This was blocked, so they had to travel from whole around Africa and reach there. But in the year 1869, into this particular place they opened Suez Canal, and due to that they could easily pass through here and go, and this reduced 7,000 kilometers of distance, and this was a great achievement into the history of mankind. So Suez Canal made a great help for traveling into Europe in that times. See, the distance between India reduced 7,000 kilometers. Sea route connecting East and Southeast Asia and Australia to Africa and Europe passes through the Indian Ocean. The Curriculum African's waterways and Suez Canal water passes by India, Canada and USA, can be reached the same way via Strait of Malacca and Pacific Ocean. Strait. Now this is a new word. Strait means a narrow passage between two land masses. Now suppose this is a land, Okay, and there is one another piece of land here. So the passing water bodies, the passage between these two is known as strait. This is known as the water, the passage. When the water passes, the passage between these two land area is known as strait. Okay, so Malacca of Strait of Malacca and the Pacific Ocean. India has contacts with many countries since many centuries. India have contacts with many centuries. Goods and ideas are being exchanged since ancient times. Goods and ideas are exchanged since ancient time, and it is considered a very important aspect for the India. Similarly, concept of Upanishads, stories of Ramayana and Panchtantra, therapeutic methods are also exchanged due to this kind of trade routes. Indian numerical figures and decimal system etc. also was exchanged due to it. You might be knowing India had discovered invented the numerical system, decimal system. He had also invented zero. So that all passed to different countries through this particular system. Could reach many parts of the world. India has an important location in South Asia. In South Asia, you can consider India as one of the most important countries. There are 29 states. These have been updated. 29 states, a national capital, and 6 union territories. Okay, 29 states and 6 union territories. India holds a very important position. This is a repetition, so you can delete it, you can cut off as it is repeated again. Telangana was created as 29th state in from the mother state Andhra Pradesh on 2nd June 2014. So Telangana was the 29th state. You need to remember it, right? Now let us talk about the neighbors of India. Again, neighbors of India, they are very important. Again, neighbors of India, right? How many neighbors are there, who are they, and that we are going to talk. India has a common land boundary with Pakistan, Afghanistan in northwest, and China, Nepal, Bhutan in northeast, and with Myanmar and Bangladesh is the east. Now you can see here Pakistan and Afghanistan in the northwest, in the northwest direction. China, Tibet, and Nepal in the northeast direction, while Myanmar and Bangladesh in the eastern direction. So India is surrounded by all these neighbors. Now India have good relations with some of the neighbors while not so good relations with others. Okay, India have good relations with some of them while India doesn't have good relation. Now if you see here, we have also Sri Lanka in the south. Sri Lanka is also located in the south. Sri Lanka is a country which is located in the southern side of India, and there are Maldives also, but they don't have the direct boundaries with India. They don't have the direct boundaries with India. See, in the south, Sri Lanka and Maldives are our maritime neighbor. Maritime neighbors mean they are connected with oceans or sea. India and Sri Lanka are separated by Palk Strait and Gulf of Mannar. See, Palk Strait. Now this is known as Palk Strait. I have told you, two sides are land, and in the between them there is a narrow passage of water that is known as strait. Right, so that are known as Palk Strait. While Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located in Bay of Bengal, this we already. Lakshadweep Islands are located in Arabian Sea. Indira Point, which was the southern, we are Now we are going to talk about the geographical structure of India. The current physiographic of India, physiography means landmarking of India, is the result of tectonic and crustal movement of the earth. Crustal movement of the earth. Both constructive as well as destructive effect of these movements are seen. Okay. Now let us understand this. The knowledge about the interior of the earth is very interesting. The crust of the earth floats over the semi-liquid rocks of the asthenosphere. Okay, asthenosphere is the layer which is above the semi-liquid rocks. Semi-liquid rocks is also known as lava. At some places it's also known as lava. Heat is generated due to the radioactive process in the interior of the earth. It tends to reach surface of the earth by generating conventional currents. Okay, this upward current breaks the upper layer, which breaks into large pieces which are known as lithospheric plates or tectonic plates. Now let us understand it. Now the surface of the earth is something like this. Now in the middle of the earth there is core. Now the core is very hot. This core, the core which is in the middle, is very hot, and it continuously gives out heat. Due to this heat, what happens is the outer surface of the earth, which is solid, okay, this is liquid, while the outer surface is solid. This will create more pressure on the surface, and as it will create more pressure on the surface, so due to that this surface will start breaking up. It will start breaking up at various places, and this species will be known as plates. These are known as plates, and they are known as tectonic plates. Okay, so you understood it. So it's exactly like the the coating of chocolate on any of the cake, right? It is solid while inside it is liquid, but once you break it, those part will be defragmented. They will be broken into different pieces. So due to that the tectonic plates are created. Right? So they are known as tectonic plates. There are 7 major tectonic plates: Pacific Plate, Northern American Plate, Southern American Plate, European Plate, African Plate, Indo-Australian Plate, and Antarctic Plate. So there are 7 tectonic plates in the world. At some places these plates are drifting away from each other. Drift is to move. Okay, so those plates are called divergent plate. You can see here this plate is going away from each other, and that's why they are known as divergent plates. Okay, divergent plates move from away from each other, and due to that there is a gap between there into the earth. Okay, these are known as divergent plates. At some places these plates come close together, it goes opposite, and they are known as convergent plates. Here, okay, here this plates are coming closer to each other, and due to that there are faults and folds. Okay, sometimes due to it there are mountains, while sometimes there are folds and faults. Okay, and they are known as convergent plates. Due to this divergent and convergent process, folding faults takes place. Due to the movement of these plates over millions of years, shapes of landform as well as locations have changed. Okay, so this is not a process that is going on from 1 year, 5 year, or 1,000 year. This is going on from millions of years, and and due to it, the location of the location of the places have changed a lot in this many years. Okay, see, Due to the movement of these plates over millions of years, shapes of landforms as well as location have changed. The process of divergence is responsible for all tectonic and volcanic activities on our Earth. So whenever there are tectonic and volcanic activities, that is due to the divergence of the plates, whenever the plates move away from each other. Whenever these drifting plates have collided with each other, collided means clashed with each other, it has resulted into mountain building process. Whenever they collide with each other, there are mountains. You can see here this black color lines, are the convergent plates, while the other are the divergent plates. Okay, so wherever they collide with each other, they will create mountains. You can see here all there are plates which have created mountain, Himalaya ranges and so on within landforms and ocean, right? So the mountains are created not only on the land but also into the oceans. The continents situated along these fissures are drifting continuously. See, the continents are moving, okay, continuously, and they are going. Such plates are called convergent plates. Such kind of plates are called the convergent plates. This type of plates, right? So there are three kinds of plates: convergent plates, divergent plates, right? India was a part of very vast and ancient landmass known as Gondwana land. This large landmass consists of present South Africa. So in olden times there were no continents, but there was only one supercontinent, and that was known as Gondwana land. It was a supercontinent, right? And it was called Gondwana land. This large landmass consists of present what were included South America, Africa, Australia and Antarctica. Over a period of time, Indo-Australian plate drifted gradually towards north. It is so believed that the plate collided with the large European plate. See, when the Indo-Australian plate collided with the European plate, okay, about 5 crore years back, due to the collision between Indo-Australian plate and the European plate, the Himalaya mountains submerged and the Tethys Sea. Okay, before where India is there was a sea named Tethys Sea, but when the European and Indo-Australian plate collided, when they collided with each other, due to that the Himalayan mountains were created. So we can see that India is not a new country, it is a very old country, and this evolution of India was started almost 5 crore years back.